Social surroundings affect our self-awareness. When we are the only members of our race, gender, or nationality, when we are viewing a media, we will notice the media's norms for attractiveness for our grouping, and we will relate towards it. Self-interest colors our social judgment. When problems arise in close relationships such as marriage, how do we decide if we are attractive or not? One way is through social comparisons. Others around us, or even the media, help define the standards by which we define ourselves as attractive or not, skinny or fat, tall or short, tan or white, muscular or weak. Social comparisons can be a very positive thing for us, but it can also diminish our satisfaction and create negativity for us. Self-interest colors our social judgment. If we view ourselves positively in a situation or our partners in a situation, such as their attractiveness, we will paint it positively. However, if it's the opposite, we will paint it negatively. Self-concern motivates our social behavior. In hopes of making a positive impression, we agonize about our appearance. We monitor others' behaviors and expectations and adjust our behaviors accordingly. Along with, we also view media's portrayal of behaviors and expectations, and we also adjust our behaviors accordingly to that too. Social relationships help define ourselves. How we think of ourselves is linked to the person we're with at that moment. Things that affect attractiveness are things such as the proximity of an individual, whether or not they are 1 mile away or 2,000 miles away. Also, if you have constant interaction with that individual, if you see said person on a daily basis. Another way that you can find someone attractive is by mere exposure. You see someone repeatedly on the bus, you begin to find that person to be more attractive. Another thing is if the person's physically attractive, such as they're being perfectly average, their face is symmetrical, they don't have an eye slightly bent to the right, or their nose isn't crooked. Or they also have an appropriate waist to hip ratio. How does the media affect attractiveness? That goes both for men and for women. Well, the media creates social modeling of many different things. Some of these things that it creates are models of social norms, what is expected and what is okay and appropriate in the society. It also creates social behaviors, at least models of social behaviors. It creates models of stereotypes. It also creates models of prejudice. And it creates models of gender roles for the society of which it's being portrayed in. Media influences the ideal attractiveness for males. The idealization of masculinity and strength is a critical thing for attractiveness in males. Another thing that increases attractiveness for males is abilities to do sports. Another thing that increases attractiveness is for males is hypermasculinity, or an extremely masculine male. Males who are generally not masculine are viewed to be less attractive than someone who is masculine. Hey guys, I'm here to talk to you about how the media represents gays and attractive. Hey guys, I'm here to talk to you about how the media represents attractive gay men. So the big thing is that to be an attractive gay guy is you gotta have that perfect body. You gotta have toned arms, toned legs, awesome back, muscles on your shoulders, which, yeah, no, it's not happening. Also that you gotta have a six-pack, like super six-pack, like chiseled. Another thing is that we all have to have that perfect hair, like, no, it's not happening. I don't have perfect hair. Another thing is that we gotta have perfect skin, which that's what face masks are for. And that to be an attractive gay guy, you're always with Starbucks. Always with Starbucks. Always. These standards of beauties that is set by the media is really negatively influencing a lot of people in the gay community. You get ostracized from groups if you're not a part of that perfect attractiveness. You won't be able to enter some clubs if you're overweight. It's just brutal out there. These norms that have been created by the media is generally not that good. It sucks a lot. It's terrible. I don't know where I'm going with this. You got a face mask. Okay, cool. Blah.
Media's influence on female attraction and female roles. There's both positive and negative influences portrayed in the media. Negative stereotypes depict women as sexual, helpless people, unable to think for themselves. But on the other hand, the media depict women as strong, intelligent, and independent individuals that can be forces to be reckoned with. The media also characterizes bodies in mainstream media as having bodies that are extremely thin. Therefore, women who are heavy viewers of the media may develop the attitude that thinness is socially desirable, experience greater body dissatisfaction, engage in weight loss behaviors and cosmetic surgery in an attempt to measure up to the standard they observe. A few facts about media influence on body image are: following the viewing of images of female fashion models, 7 out of 10 women felt more depressed and angrier than they did prior to viewing the images. 80% of women who answered a People magazine survey responded that images of women on television and in the movies made them feel insecure. And third, the body type portrayed in advertising as the ideal is possessed naturally by only 5% of American females.
So the media has a huge influence on what we find attractive in females, one being breast size, another being clothing. So whether or not you have the coolest trends and the newest fashions. And also the effort that is put into grooming. So whether or not a woman spends an hour getting ready as opposed to 10 minutes getting ready, who is more attractive in this case. And also waist size. So depending on how big your waist is, you will be seen as more attractive or less attractive.
Media influence on African American females. The media plays a huge role in socialization where its viewers are seduced, educated, and transformed by what they see regarding race, gender, and class on a huge level. For African American women, stereotypes have been used to dehumanize them, depriving them of their womanhood, self-respect, and social status. They have been portrayed as welfare queens, mammy, porno chicks, matriarchs, welfare chiselers, and other such negative stereotypes. Throughout history, African American women have endured these stereotypes, and although cultural depictions of African American women may be more nuanced today than a decade ago, the media still relies on historical perceptions and understandings of African American women. In fact, the portrayal of African American women have gotten worse in that they are portrayed as baby mamas, angry black women, and modern Jezebels. Persists in continuing to portray African American women in a negative light, and unfortunately, some African American women with low self-esteem see themselves in roles being portrayed. The media doesn't stop with negative stereotypes regarding African American women and their character. The media also depicts them as being physically unattractive because they are fuller figured than women of other races, particularly Caucasian and Asian women. However, recent research finds that a number of African American women are not influenced by what the media depicts them as being as accurate. They have embraced the fact that they are larger boned and full figured, and being real thin like women of other races is not in their genetic makeup.
As a half Filipino, half Caucasian young adult woman, the media has made me believe that I am not attractive because my breasts are too small and I'm too short. Growing up, I remember wanting to be blonde so badly because all the pretty people on TV were Caucasian and blonde, and I had black hair and I was short and Asian. So let's take a look at some statistics regarding media and body image. According to a People magazine survey, 80% of female respondents said that they felt that women in movies made them feel insecure about their bodies, and about 50% of commercials aimed at women right now are about physical attractiveness. And because of so many new forms of social media coming up, body dysmorphia has started to increase rapidly. Body dysmorphia is a mental disorder in which one cannot stop thinking about a flaw in one's appearance. And some of the symptoms include preoccupation with physical appearance, extreme self-consciousness, avoidance of social situations, reluctance to appear in pictures, and excessive grooming. Right now, it affects about 2% of the population, and some of the causes are abnormalities in brain structure and or neurochemistry, one's environment, and it's actually also passed down through genetics. Body dysmorphia can lead to addiction to exercise and drugs, and eating disorders.